Hello, my name is Christopher Scott, and welcome to episode 1 of the Designer's Diary. This is a new project that is part of Designer Speak, where I will try my best to do a video blog every day, more or less, of my feelings, my thoughts on the world of design and in general. And also, a very important aspect of this is your questions. So please comment below this video or on the Facebook page what you want me to talk about, and I will try my best to answer as quickly as I can. But the idea of this is going to be every day. Hopefully. Um, so I was thinking, what way can I do the first episode? I want to do something that's interesting, something special. And I just thought to myself, just keep it simple and just start how I became a designer. Um, the thing is that from the very start of my life, to I was 17 roughly, 16, 17, I was an artist. I was drawing, painting, but I felt that I was never creating anything original. I was always, okay, here's a photo, okay, let's paint the photo or let's draw the photo. Or I was just going and drawing like people like Super Mario Brothers or the Ninja Turtles or something like that. So I basically, for me, art was like just copying what other people had done, like a photograph or another person's art, for example, and just drawing it in my own way or something like that. But it just got to the point when I was roughly 16, something like that, that I just felt like I felt bored with the medium of art, and I wasn't feeling as inspired. Because when I was younger, I loved it. I just loved doing it. My mom used to tell the story that I used to just draw lines on a piece of paper. For I don't know why I did that. But it just got to the point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I had to search for another medium that did that, found that interest that I had at the start of when I was doing art, and I had an obsession with architecture from about 16 to 17, roughly about 1 year, and I loved the interaction with the buildings, with the culture, society, and how the sculptures are interact with the world. But after a lot of research in universities and stuff like that, I found out that it takes like 6, 7 years to get that degree, and that was a big turnoff for me because that's a big, huge chunk of your life. That's 7 years, and that actually made me afraid of taking on that challenge because it's a long time. So I started to search for other methods to showcase my creativity, and I had for maybe 4, 5, 6 months. I loved animation. Actually had I think is it a book by Richard Williams? It's called Animation Survival Guide, and I was obsessed with that book from the creator of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I was obsessed with animation. But I don't know. I just felt that didn't have that connection to animation for that long period of time. I liked it for that short period, and I was like, nah, maybe this is not for me. So I had to search for something else, and I found the world of design, graphic design, specifically the world of digital art, by one day just turning on the computer in my classroom and experimenting with Microsoft Paint. 3 or 4 hours later, after experimenting with that program, all the students in the class, there must have been 15 students roughly, all came around the computer and they're like, wow, that's amazing. And looking back, it probably wasn't, but it was new for that time, especially because there wasn't a lot of Photoshop. There were some computers that had Photoshop, but very rarely you would see that. Um, so that started my interest in the world of graphic design, in digital design. Um, so my teacher actually advised me during when I was 16, yeah, 16. She actually advised me to go and do a foundation in art and design wherever I could. just to get that bit more knowledge or experience. Maybe I wasn't ready for the whole university life. I don't know, but that was the advice of the teacher. So I went and I did an interview for the university in the University of Ulster in the Belfast campus, and I was rejected, but I was put on the waiting list. But I was thinking, oh, they only put that on just to make people feel good that you weren't rejected. Okay, I'm going to put you on the waiting list just to make you feel a bit better than okay, you're rejected. But that was just it was just a wee way to. But I thought that's it done. But then I went for another interview. I think it was in the Belfast Institute, which is called they know it as Biffy in Ireland. Um, I was rejected for that also. And then I went for another interview um, for Biffy again, but it was for the foundation in graphic design. It was like a 1 year course in graphic design. But I was also rejected for that. Um, and I also applied for, I think, a local, I think a school close to me, I think it was. And I applied for the foundation, but I was also rejected. And I remember one time, I think the graphic design course was the 1 year, that was my last opportunity basically. And I remember getting back on the bus and I just cried my eyes out. Uh, I was so depressed and so sad. I just felt that I wasn't worth anything and that people weren't believing what I could do. Like whenever I was going to these interviews, I knew I was never the most talented or creative person, but always thought that when I did the interviews that like I was passionate and there was that potential but they weren't seeing anything of that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I felt really really sad and really really depressed. Um, and I was just sitting in my home doing nothing for 2 or 3 months, and I got a phone call from the University of Ulster Belfast, the first course that I went to, and they said that there's a place available because one person dropped out. But if I accepted the position, I needed to catch up on the 2 or 3 months of work that I didn't do. So yeah, obviously I accepted it, and I worked really hard, but I found it very difficult adapting to a new city because I had lived with my family my whole life. This is my first time left home, so I was only 17 years of age, and I found it very difficult. I missed my family. I was homesick and stuff like that. So I found it very. I just passed just like 1 or 2 marks over the passing grade, um, and I remember at the end of the course, talking to my teacher. My teacher recommended that I went to the University of Ulster in McGee in Derry City, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a possibility. I will see what my I will see what happens. But I had other options, like, and I put McGee down to the bottom. I don't know why I did that, probably because it was a new city and stuff like that. I was kind of afraid of that same thing happened again. What happened in Belfast? So I was afraid of going to Derry for the first time. So I applied for University of Ulster Belfast Design and Communication degree, rejected. I applied for University of Ulster Georgetown for interactive design, multimedia, rejected. I applied for another degree, can't remember where it was, but I was rejected for that also. Um, but so then my last option was to go to travel to University of Ulster, McGee, in Derry City and see what was happening, what was possible there. So at this point, so I was like really depressed and really like not feeling positive about what would happen in Derry City. So anyway, I got on the bus, arrived in the city, um, and I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. I had talked to a random stranger, and I said, "Listen, where is University of Ulster and McGee campus?" And one of these girls said, "Okay, get on this bus here, and you can I'll bring you to the campus." And I got to the campus, and I was like, at this point, I was like maybe 10 minutes late, and the campus was huge. Like the first time I was there, it was a really huge campus for me. Um, and again, I didn't know where the Faculty of Arts was. So I was asking everyone, and finally I got there. But by the time I got there, I was like 30 minutes late for the interview. And I walked in to the door, and there's a guy that walked towards me, and that guy was Justin McGee. There's an awesome teacher in the career of design in the University of Ulster McGee campus. And I said, my name is Christopher Scott. I'm here for an interview. I'm sorry I'm late, but this is my first time here in the city and things like that. And he's like, the interviewer is already left, the guy who does the interviews. And I said, oh my God, I'm never going to fulfill my potential or what I can do. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I was really sad. And then Justin McGee was very friendly, an awesome guy. And he said, listen, I'll go into the back into my office and see if there's another spare application form. And if there is, then I will do the interview for you. Because he's seen that I was kind of upset, and he was like, and he's seen that I wasn't really like at a good point of my life. So he went to his office, and I was lucky he had found one last application form. And he walked back to me and said, "You're lucky, Christopher. I have one last application form." And I was like, "My God, this maybe something feels right about this. Like I'm finally getting a bit of luck that I feel that I deserved at that moment in time." And I did the interview, and the interview went well, and I felt something feels good about this. And it so happened to be 2 or 3 weeks later, I received a letter, and I was accepted into the course. That was the first point of my start of my career in design. Obviously, I've done a lot of projects, a lot of work since then, but I feel that I wanted to tell you that story. And also, I would like to give a big mention to those people who believed in me, um, who believe like a lot. Like since I was younger until now, like I had a lot of rejection. A lot of people telling me that I couldn't be a designer, I couldn't be an artist, I couldn't be this, I couldn't be that. And I would like to say thank you to those people who did believe in me, because I owe you a lot. Because without those people who believed in me since I was younger, people like Justin McGee and people like Robin Hodge and people like Patrick Lynch, and people like my mom who believed in me and things like that, and they give me the opportunity to be a designer. Whenever a lot of people didn't actually believe that I could be. So I would just like to mention those people. So yeah, maybe a very strong start to a very hard hitting start to Designer's Diary, but I hope that you liked it. Please comment below what you want me to talk about in the second and third issues of episodes of this new series for Designer Speak. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you again very soon.